And there's a backup Sequoia, right? Oh wait, no, this is the only Sequoia. So
yeah, this is
great.
The one Sequoia is this the right way? All right, so here we are behind the wheel of the Sequoia TRD Pro. I'm with Hanson from Shifting Lanes, which is a vastly more successful YouTube channel than my own.
Oh, come on, you give me too little credit.
Yeah, I should give you a lot more credit, a lot more. But yeah, we are taking these things off-roading here before going to destination outdoor, and the whole point of this obviously is to demonstrate the insane capability of these Toyota models, both the stock ones like this Sequoia that we're driving, as well as the kind of overland concepts that we've had time in, and those are really cool. I've got some blurbs on that depending on when you're watching this. But this Sequoia, I've been looking forward to this because Mrs. Jax wants something to replace our aging Suburban, our lame two-wheel drive Suburban that is for suburbia. And this Sequoia TRD Pro, selfishly, because this thing is so cool and capable, is definitely near the top of my list. Not her list yet, because we haven't had one to test, but this thing is awesome. And we have had zero trouble. Hanson already took it around the course once. And what did you think from the driving perspective?
Well, before we get into those details, it's like it's really cool to go to these events because typically with our press drives, we're just driving on the street. But with this type of event, we can actually get a chance to see what this thing was designed to do. But in terms of capability, man, this thing is really powerful. Like, we're going through some really technical areas through here, and this thing just ate it up. I mean, I thought it was really impressive.
Oh yeah, and especially because like we're doing some loose stuff, some rocky stuff. We're gonna hit a hill that is, for my limited experience, quite scary because this is not something that I do often, even though I am really enjoying this. And that hill's like what? It feels like it's like going vertical.
Yes, yeah. It's probably more like maybe 40 degrees or something like that, but it's like, whoa, you're just like looking up at the sky.
It's an all sky, all treetops in the windshield affair.
Yeah, and usually we would have like spotters. We had spotters through our first lap, but right now we're kind of like fending off for ourselves.
We made the wise decision to just strike out on our own in these incredibly expensive Toyota vehicles. And the only edict was don't break them.
Yeah. And there's a backup Sequoia, right? Oh wait, no, this is the only Sequoia. So
yeah, this
great.
Is the one Sequoia. Is this the right way?
I think it is the right way. You might want to straddle that left.
I think we're gonna have to straddle it.
Oh yeah, you're right. We're gonna have to back up a little bit.
My limited off-roading experience has shown quite clearly. But thanks to this multi-view monitor here, which is, see, it's a reason I was gonna tell you about this anyway. This is why I did this. So the monitor gives me views of what's directly in front of me, as well as what's going down the side of the Sequoia. So I can sort of see this ravine that I'm having to straddle, and I can use the monitor to keep it in between the yellow lines that sort of signify the safety zone.
Yeah, and that's really impressive, yeah, because it kind of highlights this is where your wheels are. So it's like when you're going off-roading, it's all about like how to place your tires, and this is a really good guide because you could kind of see an overlay of where the tires are going to be and where the ravine is. So as long as you keep that ravine right in between those two yellow lines, you're good.
Yeah, and that's a good example of my like lack of skill kind of showing there and being like, well, hey, even though I am not the most skillful off-road driver, these monitors allowed me to kind of get myself sorted and get back on track and make sure that we can return Toyota's expensive Sequoia in one piece.
And I think you were just talking about pricing, you know, or how expensive it is. I think this starts at around $58,000. this TRD Pro aspect, I think it's like a lot more than that. I don't know how much.
It's probably significantly more than that.
Yeah. But we've got a Land Cruiser.
I was about to say, one of our guides is in front of us in his classic Land Cruiser, and it is spec'd for overland duty, and this thing is nuts. I actually did a whole video on him and his car. If you want to go check that out, it's on my channel at last year's Destination Outdoor event. I'll link it somewhere in this general vicinity, but it is a super cool old Land Cruiser, and he's brought it on these trips, and it's got over like 300,000 miles on the odometer. We're gonna pass by him in our much more modern Sequoia. He just laughs at us like, these two noobs, they don't know what they're doing. And then we're gonna go up the vertical hill right here.
There we go.
And I'm gonna try to do as good of a job. Oh no, they're filming. Oh no, they're filming. Oh no. We're gonna try not to embarrass ourselves as we go up this hill. And also not run over the photographers. Yes. We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. They're all in one piece. They made it. They made it, folks. They're all good. And then take this second hill. Do a little straddling here.
Not so bad.
Not as bad or as long.
We are still looking at the sky right now.
Squirrel. Yeah, what's so impressive is that we haven't done any of the traction control or crawl control stuff.
No.
We're just using 4 low.
That's right.
And and just going up these insane grades. And this thing is handling it with, I mean, we're on the stock, I believe they're the Falcon Wild Peak tires.
Yes, yeah.
And this thing is just scrambling around these trails like it's nothing.
Yeah, so I was talking to Kurt Williams earlier. He's the guy that like actually designed or put together some of the overlanding vehicles. And he was saying about like, yeah, normally when we're going through these off-road trails, they would switch out the tires for some of the vehicles, but with this one, the Wild Peak, the all-terrain tires are already good enough, so they're just gonna stick with it.
Yeah, and then in this case, there's this ravine on the right side, and I can watch on the monitor and see what my margin is to keep my tires, because that's a pretty tight pass right there, and you gotta make sure that your tire stays just to the left of that nasty ravine, because that thing would pretty much high center any of these vehicles. I said high center like I use that term like, you know, I know what that means, but all I know is that it's a bad thing off-roading.
Yeah, we are gonna try to keep the shiny side up.
Yeah, to use the motorcycle terms, you know, keep the shiny side up. I think in a vehicle of this size, if the shiny side is not up, there's a lot more things have gone wrong. One thing that all the Sequoias come with the hybrid powertrain, and you get a sense of that deep well of torque that this thing has. Hopefully they're not coming on the radio saying anybody's having a problem. Nobody high-centered. But you get this deep well of torque that it just makes the whole thing like, I mean, you don't need much throttle modulation at all to get into the necessary torque to pull you through some of these obstacles.
Well, you know, it's, I don't even have to think about that. You know, it's just like, this has that low-end grunt, which is really nice, and the transmission is smart enough to kind of like figure all that stuff out.
Yes.
It's like I was afraid that, you know, maybe the V8 was, you know, it was really nice to drive on these back off-road trails, but like this hybrid is really not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't think from a performance standpoint you really miss the V8. You miss the character, you miss the noise, but I don't think from a performance standpoint you miss it at all.
No, and also the mileage of the hybrid, the MPGs, are so much better.
Oh yeah.
So much better than the V8.
Yeah, that Toyota V8 was very endearing, but it maybe got the worst gas mileage this side of Nissan's 5.6 liter V8.
They would get beat up over the mileage all the time, and it's about time. I mean, yeah, I'm sad to see it go, but yeah, it's about time they shelve that thing. Yeah, the mileage is not good. I think with this one, I think it's like you drive it through these situations and you'll get like 18 miles per gallon, which is, you know, you can't even touch that in the old V8.
No, you'd be getting like 12, 13
Yeah.
at best.
Okay, this has more clearance. I think this is the right one. Yeah.
We're in a social media influencer competition to see who cannot screw up these vehicles. Like, because you know, we go on these trips and somebody always makes some mistake. One of the trucks was already backed into a fence, you know, like yeah, a few like little mistakes here and there because, you know, maybe there's a lot going on and stuff. So we're just trying very hard to make sure that shifting lanes and Jax's channel stay clean in the eyes of Toyota.
We do want to get invited back.
Yes, this is a great event full of great people, and we would like to continue doing this. Now, we're on the Rocky Hill part, and one of the cool things about this part of the trail, we were behind the Lexus LX 570, or the, what is it, J201 concept, and we were watching the articulation of the suspension as it went through this part of the course, and it was so cool, man. These things are just tough as nails. And there's the GX up ahead of us, which we took that one out earlier, and that thing might be one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was incredibly easy to drive, and like the high ground clearance really made it just so much more badass. Same as like the Taco.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
Now we've got some influencers here in front of us. We want to make sure that we don't run over anybody from Toyota.
Yeah.
We want to keep our record clean. Although one of them is from Toyota, so if anything happens here, we can, you know, it's really not our fault.
Yeah. They were encouraging us to run them over.
They like, do it for the gram, man. Does anyone do it for the gram anymore? They just do it for TikTok now, I suppose.
So,
yeah.
So we're at the final stretch here. Man, this has been a treat. I love this thing.
I feel like, I mean, as much as I want to get to the campground and enjoy all the super cool people of Destination Outdoor, like this afternoon has just been so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, this part was where it got a little low on the running boards, right?
I think so, yeah. I think if you stick to the right side, it might be okay.
All right, we made it.
There you go.
We made it. Just what every Toyota executive wants to hear. We made it, and your vehicle has been returned to you.
Very cool.
All right, man, this is an insanely capable full-size SUV, and I'm gonna take you guys around it in a little bit more detail for a little bit more traditional review. But this is shifting lanes plus Jax in the off-road portion. We'll catch you soon.